Rachel Zegler just keeps making things worse with the Walt Disney Company. The more that she tries to defend this movie, the more that she tries to spew her agenda onto the general public, it's only making matters worse. Not just for Bob Iger, but for whatever is left of the image of Disney as a whole.
Jonah Platt, whose father helped produce the latest Snow White film, had some very harsh words for star Rachel Zegler.
For context, Variety wrote a report recently titled
Rachel Zegler's recent whirlwind of controversy has turned Disney's long-anticipated Snow White remake into a high-stakes spectacle. The actress, once celebrated for her fresh take on the classic tale, now finds herself at the center of a media storm. Did her outspoken approach really tarnish Disney's treasured legacy, or was the film doomed before cameras even rolled? For nearly a century, Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs stood as the shining beacon of animated storytelling. With such a beloved classic, expectations for a live-action update ran sky high. Insiders say the studio's leadership team was torn from day one. One group pushed for a fully modern retelling, while the other warned that changing iconic elements could alienate lifelong fans. Little did they know just how heated this clash would become. Early interviews hinted that Rachel Zegler might be taking a more empowered angle on the original story. When she described the classic film as outdated, and even called the prince creepy, fans started raising eyebrows. Compounding matters, her social media posts occasionally veered into political territory, setting off heated debates online. Rumor has it, Disney may have initially encouraged her to emphasize these modern perspectives, only to regret it once backlash reached a boiling point. Suddenly, the tension escalated. Multiple reports claim Zegler met with Disney's legal team. Behind closed doors, a sign the studio feared real damage had been done. Contracts were allegedly scrutinized for any clause about preserving Disney's family-friendly brand, sparking concerns that her critical remarks breached promotional obligations. Some believe this meeting could lead to full-scale lawsuits if both sides refuse to back down. Yet the question remains, were Zegler's statements truly her own, or part of a broader studio directive that backfired? Meanwhile, Jonah Platt, son of the film's producer Mark Platt, wasted no time slamming Zegler for sinking the movie. His public statement stunned fans who wondered if the behind-the-scenes tension ran deeper than anyone realized. Others pointed to co-star Gal Gadot's vocal political stance, noting that Disney suddenly found itself juggling multiple controversies. In whispers around Hollywood, some suggest Snow White became a casualty of corporate mismanagement, where conflicting visions and rushed decisions collided. When Snow White finally hit theaters, the numbers were dismal. Despite a production budget soaring over $200 million, early box office reports painted a bleak picture. Critics panned the remake as an over-politicized, joyless imitation of the magical original. Fans complained that everything from the dwarfs to the fairy tale charm had been stripped away. Even Disney shareholders began voicing alarm, fearing that years of live-action reboots might be wearing thin on audiences who still crave that old-school Disney enchantment. In the aftermath, everyone scrambled to dodge blame. Some insiders accused Zegler of disparaging the 1937 film and alienating die-hard Disney loyalists. Zegler's camp, however, argued she followed marching orders to tote a progressive spin, only to be hung out to dry once the uproar became too hot to handle. Meanwhile, rumors swirl that executive infighting sabotaged the movie from within, overshadowing any goodwill the starcast could have brought. Behind every shocking headline lies the question, did Disney oversell a modern fairy tale to an audience that just wanted the original magic? As the legal wrangling unfolds, the future of Snow White remains murky. Will Disney hold its outspoken actress accountable for wrecking a classic, or will deeper corporate missteps get exposed in the process? For fans, this saga highlights the delicate balance between keeping a timeless story alive and forcing it into a new mold. With shareholders, audiences, and Hollywood power brokers all watching closely, the next chapter of Snow White could redefine how studios handle beloved classics, and how stars like Rachel Zegler navigate the perilous line between modernized storytelling and cherished nostalgia. Only time will tell whether this live-action experiment can ever regain its fairy tale sparkle, or if it's destined to be remembered as one of Disney's most controversial misfires.